Welcome to Larp Academia. Today we're going to talk about shield kicking in Belegarth. Now, I have a lovely assistant here who's been bribed to be a dummy demonstration on shield kicking, and today you'll find out if shield kicking is 1, good, 2, well, what situations to do it in, and 3, how to actually shield kick. And don't worry, I'm not going to use full force on her or anything. It's just a demonstration of the different situations and how to shield kick. Now, since of course you want to shield kick, since Belegarth is a more physical sport than the other ones, well, physical LARP sport, kind of interchangeable, you need to first figure out how to do a shield kick. Now, before I'm going to shield kick her, I need to show you how. You first bring your shoulders back, hip and everything, raise your foot, and then to have that pressure. So you'd raise and then kick, or you would raise and then kick while moving forward. And you want that forward momentum to give you so much power that it will knock back the person and stagger them. If they are on their knees, then that means that it will knock them flat on their back. That's how much power you should have in it. Now, I have been shield kicked a lot, and I've tried shield kicking in the past, but from my experience, I will give you a little bit of a disclaimer on shield kicking at the end of the video. You have a few different times you can do it. The first time is when they are not legged, they are perfectly fine, and you just want to shield kick because it's Belegarth. Of course you want to shield kick them. So if I rear up to shield kick in this position, she sees me, oh, right there. She saw me rear back, and at that point, I did not have any means to defend myself. I am, for you to see, wide open, my shield's here, and she's showing you what exactly will happen. Is that you rear back, you can't even defend with your short sword. So I try to go, and there's not much I can do if I try to defend and abandon it halfway. You are fully committed to doing this, and you want to scare a person. If she does not want to hit my leg, then she has the option to sidestep when seeing it, since it's very obvious. You can't really fake it. So I rear back, and I'm dead. She's got my back. It's not very good. And as she demonstrated before, she doesn't have to hit my leg just once. If I bring it back up, I can go down and then right there. As you can see, it's a little harder with camera, but I was fully brought forward to my momentum. I was kneeled down. She got my other leg, and her shield was right in position to block any shot that I could do. So shield kicking when you're standing up and the other person is standing up, not a good idea. But what about if they're legged? Now, as you can see, she is legged because I'm awesome. I got a leg. I just hit it. She wasn't expecting it. She expected a real shot to actually kill her. But instead, I just poked in, got a leg, and came back. Now, at this point, you can choose to try to poke her. But as you can see, it's a little hard to actually hit her. She doesn't even have to move her shield, and I would have to go in deep for anything else. So instead of trying that, most people in Belegarth, since this is a physical LARP where we can take someone, grapple, and throw them down to the ground, you instead want to, obviously, shield kick them. Now, you don't have to rear up as much. It's kind of there that you will have to rear up, but there's a difference of rearing and hitting something this high and rearing and hitting something this high. So what I would want to do, instead of rearing back so much, I would want to rear back a little bit and more so have my momentum carry me forward. This will knock her back. So I've kicked her down. She's at this point. Normally it would carry me forward. The problem is if I try to swing anywhere on her, since I'm so far forward from my momentum with that shield kick, I'm only hitting the shield. And since I'm so far forward like this, she can go and just hit my leg, which would not be very good, or she can even do a curve with her sword up to hit my butt or my hip. There we go. And my shield is not in a great place to defend. And I'm so far forward that even if I try to turn it with her swing, it'll just be like, this, it'll be awkward, and I can't even defend that really. I even move my shield a little bit, but I'd have to move it all the way over, and if I move my shield all the way over here, yeah, you can see the problem. So when I shield kick her and I go forward, the idea of a shield kick is not great. In fact, giving you the disclaimer before the end of the video, this happened to me about 30 times in my first Belegarth event, and I won 2 out of 3 tournaments because of this. I got legged due to a lot of my previous LARP gaming experience with different LARPs where legging isn't that much of an issue, and everyone wanted to shield kick me, but I just found out, fall back, block with a shield, and then get my hip. It's not a very good idea, actually, But what should you do instead? So no, you can't see my face entirely, but instead of trying to go and shield kick her, there are other ways to do it. The best way to do it is to actually just walk forward. Now, if I walk forward, my whole area is pretty much guarded except my leg, and if she tries to go for my leg, I can block that easily. Well, not that entirely, but if she doesn't do that quick hit and she's trying to keep herself alive, since if she tries to swing for that leg, I've got her back, then I have a much better option. It is to walk forward and just apply a little bit of pressure. Just walk and push her with my shield as she falls down. And upon walking forward and pushing her down, there's a few differences. As you can see, I'm not completely bent forward. I'm not out of shape. If she tries to strike me anywhere, then I can actually bring my shield to block that. And if I try to attack her, I can either hit her back, or I can step back and hit her butt. I can hit her hip. Anywhere else, anywhere is open. It's not like I'm up here. I can only hit her shield, or I can only swing and hit her shield. I actually have full control of my body as I move forward, and I can step forward to hit her back, or if I want, I can step back a little bit and hit her hip. This is a much better method, just walking forward and bowling over your person. You don't have to apply a lot of force. Just walk over, have your shield do the work, and when they keep trying to swing, just block and then hit them in the back. It's very simple. Very easy. But there are other ways to do this. In Belegarth, you can't have both knees on the ground. Instead, one knee, your live leg, has to be up so that the dead leg can be hit 1,000 times. Now, in doing so, in order for your opponent to move, it's very hard. So for example, if she's going to try to block my shots and I go around, she can't move her body. It's actually very easy for me to do this. Even if she does try to turn a little bit, so she knows I'm going to go this way and turns, her whole body with her knee. As you can see, it would be hard to do it again, and I'd go around, and it's just very difficult. So you can weave in and around your opponent when they are legged. This is much more effective, and it will tire them out a lot more than if they were just on their knees and just shuffling. And instead, having to get a whole leg just turned is an extremely difficult task. So as you can see, shield kicking doesn't honestly have a time and a place for it to be good. If they're legged, there are still many better alternatives, and they'll actually kill you if they're a somewhat decent fighter. Again, that's how I won 2 out of 3 of the tournaments I went to, and then the last one is just because my leg literally wouldn't move after being hit so much, since I'm used to being hit in the legs and that not being a problem. So after becoming an expert in that area, I found out shield kicking, not the best overall. However, there is one time to shield kick. And that is surprise, essentially. When someone is new, someone doesn't see it coming, someone isn't ready or anything, if you're just going up ready to fight and then you whoop-I-em and shield kick, that's a bit of a surprise tactic that you can use. But even if you whoop-I-em, surprise them and go in, an experienced fighter will be able to get back their bearings and be able to fight you appropriately, since you are kind of at a disadvantage with that momentum carrying you forward like this. So shield kicking, not the best against experienced fighters, even when legged. There are so many better alternatives. But against someone who's not prepared for it, someone who's, I don't want to say newer, but a bit more experienced than a new person, it's really mean to do to a new person, but it will work on a new person. Just be a little bit more courteous than that, and make sure they understand it's a thing, and then shield kick them to give them the first taste of it. Because, hey, you're welcome to Belegarth. Be ready to be shield kicked. This has been Wizo, and I would love to hear what your thoughts are on shield kicking. If you like shield kicking, if you want to shield kick someone, if that's the reason you joined Belegarth, or if you think our alternatives to shield kicking are actually better than the method of shield kicking itself. Until next time, keep larping.